Hey guys! Welcome to tonight's episode of Low Expectations. And in case we have some new viewers, because we got a whole slew of people that joined in the recent past, I'm B.
I'm Tom.
And we are your hosts on this magical journey of mayhem this evening.
Where
the expectations are low. Was there something else you were queuing?
We have a line we say every single time.
Oh, where the beer's great.
And we are not, as evidenced by that right
By
there.
me messing up the tagline once again.
We've only done it like 60 times.
At least we're consistent.
Keep them low, folks.
Yeah, we got really. I apologize. I'm very scattered because I'm very excited about what's going on tonight.
Me too. I am really psyched for this. This came together so nicely.
So let me explain kind of the genesis of this idea, and it all started way back around St. Patrick's Day, the week prior to St. Patrick's Day. If you don't know, I have a side gig. Full disclosure, I work at Imprint Brewing Company. And we were getting in the mood for St. Patrick's Day. And I don't know about you, Tom, but it's always been part of my St. Patrick's Day tradition, the particular magical concoction called a black and tan. Mm-hmm. And so we had them on special at the brewery, and so I poured a lot of black and tans over around that weekend. And black and tan traditionally is a harp and Guinness.
Correct, yep.
Or I may be using the incorrect vernacular as I was tutored on Facebook. I'll get into that in a minute. Is that a half and half? Is it a black and tan? Whatever. But anyway, I guess the gist of this story is it made me think about layering beers. And that's the title of tonight's episode, Beer Layers.
And you, as you were thinking about it and pouring them and test pouring them, I started thinking about, man, how many different ways could we do this?
Because it's such a pretty looking drink.
Yes, and the taste, it's a very different taste sensation than just cuvee two beers. The layers, you get flavors from the top pour.
Yep.
Then you get a mixed flavor, and then at the end you get more flavor from that bottom pour.
Several, like they're hanging out, but they're not mixing.
Yeah.
They're like,
if you do it right.
Yeah, if you do it right. And we're going to talk about that too. A cuvee, you just mentioned, those of you at home that haven't heard of that particular term, that's an actual mixture of two beers.
Exactly.
You're not making any effort to really keep them apart. Mm-hmm. Like some people don't like the food on their plate to touch. Are you one of those people?
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you? Mm-mm. In the mix, does that bother you?
Depends what food.
Ah, okay.
Can you give me an example of when it does bother you?
Come back to me. I'll think of something.
I know one that bothers me.
Go ahead.
I don't want, the very, very few times that I might have applesauce on a plate,
yes,
I don't want that touching any of my other stuff.
Really?
It's going to make other stuff soggy, and applesauce and peas don't go together. Like, that one is kind of, I would rather have a small ramekin of it by itself.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Soggy, yeah, that's kind of my deal too. So, like, if you have, like, biscuits or bread on your plate, like, you don't want, like, I don't want the juices mixing with my bread.
Oh, see, I want that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I like that.
No, I just need my butter and bread.
Have you ever had biscuits and gravy?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But that's different.
I
Biscuits
understood.
don't really count.
I'm not
talking about
accusing you of
bread or
anything.
rolls, but you know.
Okay.
Because I really don't have that problem. In fact, I go out of my way to mix. Like
I will sometimes.
I will throw the hell out of my corn and my mashed potatoes.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
See, I always like during the holidays, the Brown-in serves. Like they only come out during the holidays, and those are my favorite type of rolls for whatever reason. Sop them up in butter, but I can't let them touch anything. Like they have to be by
I don't even know what that is.
They have like two lines on top, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
I
it,
know what
yeah.
you're talking about. My mom used to make those.
Uh-huh. Yeah. You can only get them around the holidays.
It's a yeasty roll.
Sounds great. I'm a big biscuit / roll guy. I love that.
Definitely more of a roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we digress as usual.
As always.
Yes, this is really going to be about beer, I promise. Cuvée is like me and my corn and mashed potatoes. I just mix the shit out of that stuff. Layered beer is kind of like Nate's plate. He doesn't like things touching. They can be adjoining, and he wants to sample and taste each distinct flavor.
I like to take my mashed potatoes, if there happens to be gravy,
Yes.
mix it all together. Even parts gravy and mashed potato the whole way through. Other people will do like a scoop of potato and dab it into that little gravy volcano. You know what I mean?
I am a volcano fan, but I don't do the dab. I just kind of like, I slide through. I'm a
okay.
slide through guy. And
See,
then,
I'll take
and then
it.
I know it leaks out all over the place, but that doesn't bother me. I'm fine with that.
No, I do full mix though, so it gets on everything evenly. Yeah.
I can appreciate the full mix. I just aesthetically, there's something that
it's nice.
about the volcano that appeals to me.
It's nice. All right, so without any more nonsense, let's pour this. Let's
So
pour it first.
we're starting with the classic. We're starting with the traditional that I have been calling.
Not the traditional. This is not the traditional. We're not doing Guinness and Harp.
Can I call it classic? Can I call it
The one we loved on St. Patrick's Day.
How about the one we're not making up tonight? It's
There you
an
go.
established layered beer.
And we enjoyed the heck out of it.
I've been calling it a black and tan. I'll get into a rant in a little while where I may have been erroneously calling it a black and tan. It may be actually a half and half. But anyway, tonight's version is going to be a base layer of Imprint's Tears and Shivers ESB, topped by their Session Stout Ink Therapies, Dry Stout. And both of these beauties are nitro.
Both nitros, yep. So this one's going to be a little crazy. You're supposed to do a hard pour with nitro,
No.
but we really can't with this.
And actually, it's not as important when you're doing the layering.
Okay.
It's not as important.
So should we explain the apparatus we have?
We should.
All right. So if we shoot to the layer cam tonight, folks, layer cam, not a pour cam. We would normally do a pint glass. Pint glass is perfect for this, but we went with a shorter glass because we're sharing them. We're not going to have a full pint. So this is a shorter, about as wide as a pint glass. And on top, we have this guy here. This is a tool to pour the perfect black and tan. Now, traditionally, you would use just a plain old spoon. There is also a bent spoon tool that kind of fits over the rim to do the job, but we're going to try this guy tonight. Bought a couple of them on Amazon, and we'll see how these work first. If not, we're going back to the old school spoon.
And the reason we are using apparati, there's actual function behind it, because you pour that base beer. And you can't just dump the. I mean, you can just dump the beer on top,
It'll
the
mix.
second beer, but then it'll mix. That the apparatus serves as a deflector to let the top beer kind of like gently lay on top.
So I'm not sure how this is going to do the job that a spoon does, but the reviews were very, very, very good. So it just sits right on top there like that, and it's going to pour through the perforations. But I don't put that on until I've done the first pour.
Correct.
Right? Now, this is another crazy one if you've never done this. What beer do you always pour first?
You always start with the lighter beer.
So the lighter beer is going to be the ESB here. And I'm going to fill that up probably about that much is my goal.
And ideally, the ideal ratio is about 60-40.
Okay.
Base
Now,
to top.
I'm not going to tilt the glass at all because this is a nitro. I want it to be a little agitated.
And then I'm also
How do you
gonna...
feel about that?
Perfect.
Okay.
You want to pour mine too?
And then we'll pour yours. And you know what? Why don't we try... We'll swap glasses and we'll see how the tool works on both.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got the ESB here, and that's the lighter beer. And then we put the perfect black and tan on top. I'm going to open the Session Stout. And I want to go a little slower on this, right?
Yep.
Okay. I've never done this before. This is new to me. So we're going to see how this works.
I think if you stick on the middle of the plate.
Stick in the middle.
There you go.
Now, I feel like we got a lot of mixing there.
I feel like you did too.
Yeah. So we're going to have to check that one out. I want to not use the tool.
What if I use the spoon on mine?
That's what I'm going to say. Let's try the spoon. So I'm going to move this guy out of the way.
Oh, you want to try the spoon?
We have our mark there.
Okay.
And we're going to go with the spoon for this guy. And spoon backwards, right?
Upside
this.
down, yeah.
Okay. And I want to kind
Oh,
of...
no, parallel.
Oh, like this?
Yep, parallel to the top.
Near the edge.
Like this.
Just like that.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Am I still centered in there? Yeah, we're good. All right, we're going to pour that over top.
And stop.
I think that spoon did a much better job.
I do too.
Okay. So we're going to try it out again. We'll try out the best thing ever, but I don't know if it was the best thing ever.
Now,
there you can see a lot of the color differential there.
And I also wonder, because the second beer didn't reach the surface layer of the liquid, like there's that much empty space, so it was dropping that much. I wonder if it was closer, if it would hit with less violence and not mix as much.
So one thing we can try is we will pour all the rest of that into a glass when we're done trying them, and make a higher volume beer and see if that does help. All right, so here is yours, B.
Thank you, sir.
I'm gonna tap that guy off. Definitely mixed more. I bet you I could get better at this. Oh my goodness! You know what? When I hold that up to the light, there's definite. You can see
A
that.
demarcation zone.
Yeah, you see that? That's almost
Well,
perfect.
and actually, they say let it sit for a little bit.
I am getting a definite. There's a definite line up to the light there. Yeah. So I don't know. I think the flavors will be pretty good. Cheers to this one.
I already know what this is going to taste like because I drank a couple of them
Tastes like
on
heaven.
that weekend. It's just so good.
The one problem with them is they go down really easy.
Yeah, both of these beers are in the low to mid 5% ABV range. You have a nice bready, malty ESB as a base layer, and then you've got that slightly roasty, a hint of chocolatey stout laying on top. So it's almost like it's like a chocolate bread. It's not a cookie.
Yeah.
It's like a chocolate
And not a
bread.
cake.
No, it's not sweet. It's like a chocolatey,
It's like a bread with chocolate chips almost. Like a touch of-
slightly.
Oh, tonight I'm drinking out of a glass from the White House. Found that at the thrift store. That was fun. Oh, there goes my tape mark. I'll just make sure to get it lined up every time. Okay. Now, I have an idea of what we just talked about. I'm going to get a larger glass, this larger guy, and I'm going to pour the whole thing in there and see what happens. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, so it's the ESB first. And I'll do that whole ESB in there. Don't worry, B will have no problem finishing that, folks.
I actually think in the mix would not hate this. Of all the ones we're doing tonight, I think you think he would hate it.
No, you know what? I think he would. I think we're going to make him sip this.
Yeah, I think we should.
Well, you're in trouble now, but
For
it's
the
only
show.
5%. You're
For the
fine.
show.
All right, I'm going to take my time on this one, see what happens. You don't have to put this on the camera. I'm just going to go nice and slow, see what I can do. No pressure.
And I think while you're doing this, it's a great time for me to tell my story.
You should tell your story while I slowly do this.
So, all pumped up, all hyped for St. Patrick's Day weekend. I posted in an area beer Facebook page that we would be featuring Black and Tans and Car Bombs at Imprint. And, well, his name's not Chad, but let's call him Chad. Chad on Facebook jumped in immediately, like, I think when I looked, it was 7 minutes after my original post, and said, I may actually have to pull it up. So oh, yeah, in the mix can pull it up, right? All right, ready? This is not me talking. This is Chad's post. Half and halves would be better on St. Paddy's. Black and Tan was the nickname given to the British paramilitary force formed, and there's a lot of air quotes around everything in here, by the way, formed to suppress the Irish independence movement in 1920 and 1921. They were mostly of ex-servicemen who'd served in World War I, and they all wore khakis and dark shirts. That was the origin of Black and Tans. Not appropriate.
Neither is Car Bomb. I've been told that Car Bomb is offensive in Ireland. Certain parts.
Well, it's a good thing we weren't in Ireland and hanging out with any ex-British paramilitary groups,
is,
right?
It is.
Because I just wanted to have some fun, Tom. But nope, Chad won't have it. So anyway, that irked me, and I wrote responses and deleted them like 6 or 7 times. Better? Better.
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 Now I'm going to even try this right here.
You gonna throw a little bit of... Oh!
There
That's
you
a
go.
party in a glass, my
See?
friend.
When properly lit, that is quite nice.
Yo, that
All
beer
right?
is lit.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if you really need the disc. A spoon does just as good, but I do see some separating happening as you're watching that. That is definitely settling back. That is clearer than it was a second ago.
Look at in the mix. He's licking his chops over there.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. All right. We'll light them all that way.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the phone off.
I'm a little.
That worked out pretty good.
I'm a little worried about these next ones because they only exist in our mind, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next 3.
Yeah. Tell the folks what's headed their way.
We've been riffing all week talking about what you could mix with what. You know, what beer would go good with what beer, and coming up with some crazy ideas. And honestly, I think one bad idea. But we're going to try them all.
We're full of bad ideas.
Yeah. I think 2 are going to be a great idea. I think one's going to be bad. But we're going to try it all, and we're going to see how these layers work. Not just a cuvee, but these layers. We'll see how they play with each other.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, I wasn't, hopping on my phone and being ignorant. I wanted to go back to the post where I actually did a little research on beer layers. And this is like a whole world out there that, honestly, I was kind of unaware of, Tom. I've always kind of...
Beer layers.
I knew what black and tans were. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really know that they were like a layered beer. Like that was a whole subset of options out there.
Okay.
You have a black and blue.
Oh, okay. I understand where you're going. Okay, yeah, that there was lots of already invented.
Like it's a thing.
Yes, okay. Got
It's he in the mix is making sippy faces.
Well, he just got a whole mouthful of stout there. So he's drinking pretty much pure dry stout right now.
How do you feel about Guinness?
I'm okay with Guinness.
So that's like Imprint's cousin's version of Guinness,
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just better than Guinness, yeah.
So
and then as you get towards that middle, you're going to start to get that ESB coming. You'll get like a breadier.
like a
that's
bready,
pretty fun.
lagery kind of beer.
Yeah, take your time on that
It's
one.
a little bit
No
more
rush.
because I was drinking a Pilsner, which to me felt a little bit maltier than what this does.
Right now. Wait until you get down to that ESB. You'll
Okay.
get a little bit more malt there.
All right.
So we've got the black and blue. And I would have tried that. I'm not the biggest Blue Moon fan, but I would have given that a whirl. And he made that face, so that's why we're not trying it.
Yeah,
today.
I wouldn't try that one.
There's the black and brown, which is Newcastle top with Guinness.
I love Newcastle.
So-
I didn't know that was oh my gosh, we should have done that. That was in our list that you
It's the
sent me.
second one, yeah.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, I love brown ales.
Well, now we have something to look forward to.
Oh man.
We could do a black and brown
Oh,
sometime.
absolutely.
A black and gold, which is a hard cider like Magners or Angry Orchard, top with Guinness.
Okay.
Although I thought when I was over in Ireland, they were pouring those and they were calling them snake bites. But maybe, I'm sure someone out there in the TV land can correct me. But I digress.
I think I've heard snakebite before.
Yeah. Black and red, which is a raspberry lambic topped with a chocolate stout. And we will be doing our riff on that this
We will
evening.
be, yep.
Or a Killian's Irish topped with Guinness. Both of those can be considered black and reds.
That probably wouldn't be bad.
Black
I
and
like Killian's.
orange, which is a pumpkin topped with Guinness.
Okay. Which was one of the options
It was.
for tonight. We
and
both
then,
love pumpkin.
And then a generic black and white, which is any light colored beer topped with a stout. So there's a whole subset, a category that I had no idea existed until we just started going down this rabbit hole
Yeah.
of layered beers.
So you ready for another one?
I am.
Okay.
Need a rinse?
Yeah, that's a great idea. This is a straight Bee Love original here. This one has, as far as we know, never been attempted.
And I must say, I have reservations, Tom. I
have the same reservation
I
you
love this base beer so much. It's almost sacrilege what we're about to do.
Mixing this beer with another is going to hurt me.
It hurts my soul.
Only the fact that this is another really great beer we're going to top it with makes it okay for me. So we're going to start with one of the most fantastic shelf beers you can get, but only in Wisconsin. New Glarus Brewing Raspberry Tart. Delicious, amazing beer. Fantastic. Here we go. We're going to pop this guy.
I'm sorry, New Glarus.
It doesn't want to open. Wow, that was a tough one. All right. And now I'm going to do just the regular pour here. I think that seems about right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you think I should go with? Should I go with the disc or the spoon?
Once again, I feel like whatever we do, one of us should do one and one of us should do the other.
Okay. Well, this fits the disc really well.
Okay.
So I'll just keep using the disc. All right. We've got that guy lined up. And for our topper beer, we have a bottle of Imprints Nuthead.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
their peanut butter marshmallow stout.
So we're doing raspberry with peanut butter and marshmallow on top. I'm going to really try and take my time with this guy. See, what I see with this disc is those little holes go straight down to the bottom. Yeah, I'm not so sure. So you're going to use a spoon there. I'll pull up a light here, but I'm not sure we're going to get too much out of this thing. It really looked to me like they mixed. And even from that it looks like we got a mix there. I don't see any layers.
So this is Cuvée Land.
We may be in Cuvée Land. Maybe we did the wrong one on top. But you would think
also
works the other way around.
The base beer was kind of dark. I had forgotten how dark this raspberry tart was.
All right, well, let's see. There's got to be something to do with layering in there.
Dude, did you smell it?
No, not yet.
It smells like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It smells just like it should. Yep. Mm-hmm. I got both flavors in that.
I don't think I poured enough stout in. Because I get this, the peanut butter's subtle.
I feel the same way.
The raspberry's a punch.
I feel the same way. We're going to need more stout. And that's kind of that's the way I live my life, so.
It's always not enough stout, right?
There's never enough stout. Are you kidding me? Ever. Never enough stout. Oh, that's better. That is much better. This is super unique, and I like it. And I don't think you'd be able to get that tart raspberry flavor.
I get much more peanut butter now.
Yeah. I don't think you'd be able to get that tart raspberry flavor if you just mixed it. You know what I'm saying?
This is the beer equivalent of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And you wouldn't be able to get that if you just tried to brew it this way. Or if you just tried those two flavors would not work out right.
Wow, that's really good.
But putting it together like this is really pretty awesome. I would recommend this. Although we didn't get the color layers we wanted.
Yeah, aesthetically, it's a miss. But flavor-wise, I feel like this is a home run.
Oh, it's lovely. Absolutely. This is closer to a peanut butter and jelly than any of those fruity peanut butter and jelly. You know, like all the ones that come out, all the fruit breweries put out stuff like that.
I'm going to go out on a limb
This is
and
better
say,
than that.
I like this a lot.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's good.
I need to...
There's a touch of chocolate floating in there, too.
I need to mix this for the boss.
And you should.
And I need to tell him he needs to make a beer that tastes like this.
See, that's the problem. If you make a one beer like this, it's going to meld those flavors enough that you're going to lose that super...
So he needs...
There's a layer of raspberry in there, and you taste it, just like on a sandwich.
He needs to make a beer like that. Mm-hmm. And then we need to have a mixed 4-pack. 2 raspberries and 2 stouts.
Okay. Yeah. Like another cuvee pack.
Oh my goodness, this is good.
You could do a grape and a strawberry. and just have
Tell them why you said grape.
all the different jellies. Because I love grape jelly.
Because that's the only jelly you really love.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, that's the only jelly you want on it.
That's all that exists.
I'll put strawberry preserves on, but
You won't be happy.
oh no, I
You
love
would
strawberry
much.
preserves.
Oh, I
on it.
thought you said unequivocally Concord grape was the king of all.
Well, that's
jellies.
what. That's what you put. That's what you grew up with. Like that's all I had when I was a kid. I didn't know there was other jelly unless you went to a diner, and then there was little tiny packages of it. Like there was just grape jelly at home. That was it.
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, that's home. You know,
I just
that's,
it cracks me up that you worked Concord grape into your look into the camera because that's like you.
yeah. I mean, this is great, but it's
But you know Concord grape.
yeah. I mean,
I couldn't drink a Concord grape beer. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm even. Am I fooling myself that like there's bread in there, right?
Yep.
Okay, like
This is a sandwich in our glass.
I taste one.
It's
I
a
taste white
sandwich
bread
in our glass.
Okay, yeah, because I'm tasting it, and it's,
I'm
and
really
it's throwing
happy
me
with
off.
what's in my
Yeah.
glass right now. Really happy. In the mix. God, you're really missing out by not tasting this, dude.
Is it grape?
Can we make him one? Do you not like raspberry?
No.
Okay. Then you'd be out.
Yeah, yeah. You'd have to accept raspberry.
I can't
We
get...
could. Do you like strawberry? Jiminy crickets.
He likes strawberry fruit by the foot.
No.
You can get that out of a vending machine.
None of the berries.
You're anti-berry?
Anti-berry.
Wow.
Blueberry.
Nope.
Manilow.
What?
Manilow.
We hate you. Why did you repeat it? Why did you repeat it?
Is it berry?
Yes! Barry Manilow. Gordy? Hallie?
Berry white?
Well, see, you like some of them. He likes some of them, I know it. He was singing Barry White just the other day.
No, he wasn't.
Couldn't stop him. He just kept going on and on. Like, Jesus, Nathan, stop it with the Barry White.
Did he keep asking you if you thought he was sexy?
No. Not once.
That was that other night.
I thought that was Rod Stewart.
He already knows that answer. He doesn't need to ask.
So, quick recap. First round, aesthetically more pleasing and a classic. It was nice.
Yes.
Second round, utter visual failure.
Ugly.
Yet, joy in our glass.
I really like that. I don't know where the bread comes from. Are we just... Is it in our minds that we're tasting I tasted, like, Wonder Bread. Stroman, right in there.
I'm literally tasting that broke-ass sandwich in my mouth.
Yes. I don't know where it came from, but it's there. Maybe because the flavors are so very close that it's just taking you back, and it's that memory.
Do you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
I will take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to work once in a while when there is just nothing else left.
Would you mind walking me through your process?
Of?
The sandwich.
Well,
The
a sandwich
construction.
is 2 pieces of bread.
How do you make yours?
A peanut butter sandwich?
A peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
All right, well, I mean, one side gets the peanut butter.
I'm guessing you're a white bread guy.
Whatever bread we have. When I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, half the time there's not even bread in the house. So it's like, oh, look, there's a tortilla wrap. That's what's getting peanut butter and jelly on it. Like, it's when we're at the very bottom. And it was grocery day like 4 days ago, and we've just been putting it off.
A peanut butter and jelly tortilla?
You've never had one?
No.
It's really not bad. No. It's not bad.
Things have gone horribly wrong, folks.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens.
Just okay.
If I'm making
can
one
you
on
shelve
purpose-
that? Can you just give me
if
your
I'm making one on
ideal
purpose,
peanut
yeah.
butter and jelly sandwich?
Ideal? Oh, ideal. We're going Italian bread. Okay, like
you're cutting up a loaf?
Mayer's
Oh,
Italian. No,
okay.
like sliced Italian bread. Way better than like Stroman square. So you got like Italian bread. Cover one side.
Which side do you go? What do you go with first? Peanut butter.
Peanut
or jelly?
butter.
Peanut butter first.
Yeah. First side peanut butter, and if we're going ideal, crunchy peanut butter. Definitely crunchy.
And tell me about the base coat of peanut butter. Would you say light, medium, or thick?
Thick, and it must be even all the way to the very edge of that bread. There's no white on that bread when I'm done.
Okay.
Then that gets set aside. Then you either clean the knife or get a spoon to get your jelly.
How do you feel about this radical concept? This is my move. Because there's always some peanut butter left on the knife. I go to the other side and I wipe it on the other slice. That's my move. And I'm not shy to admit it.
It's totally allowable. It's just, ideally, it's not what I would do. But we're going for the ideal sandwich here, so.
He's judging me.
No, that's totally allowable. If you're making one sandwich, you're doing it quick, slapping it together, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Please continue.
The jelly, grape jelly is definitely
Concord
the way to
grape, we
go.
know.
But I really do, I love strawberry preserves on a sandwich, too.
You won't double up. It's either or, right?
Oh, either or. Never. Oh, God. No, you don't double up the jelly.
the
Sick.
horror.
And I definitely go thinner jelly than peanut butter. At least half as thin. Like, I don't do a ton of jelly.
I'm
like
right
that.
with you.
I don't like that globby squeeze out.
I'm right with you.
Yeah.
I agree 100% so far. But, critical question coming up. You're done applying your condiments. You slap it together. Do you slice?
No.
No slice.
No slice.
Okay, you answered my question. I'm a slicer.
Yeah, I don't like to. I go for the full thing. I'll usually go all the way around and eat all the crust first, the whole thing, and then have like a crustless sandwich. Lovely.
That's kind of weird.
I just like it. That's the way I do it. Maybe it's just instead of slicing.
Do you have a trick for the jelly that glops out the other side when you're taking bites?
It dies and it's gone. It was too much jelly.
He doesn't do it because he's very measured in his jelly amount. He doesn't glop.
Yeah.
He puts an even
it
coat.
does once in a while.
Well, sure, it's
And you'll
you
be
know,
like, nope.
statistically speaking, it's got to happen every once in a while.
Yeah, that jelly is a lost soldier. It's gone.
Yeah, I'm not chasing that jelly either.
Right. It can go. I mean, I have nothing wrong with if somebody wanted to dab it up and have extra jelly, but not me. I'm not that kind of guy.
I went through a long phase in my life where jelly was not the dance partner of preference for me. I like to slice up bananas.
Oh, delicious sandwich.
Peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter bananas in a tortilla is really
Stop
good.
with the tortillas!
Really good.
Tom, you are not Mexican.
It's really good. It's really good. No lie, it's great. Also,
You know what's great in tortillas? Fried chicken. Fried chicken is great in tortillas.
sounds fantastic.
Have you ever had spare ribs in tortillas? Tortillas.
Sounds good. The
Pot roast.
the one thing that I was taught years ago by one of my friends who I'm gonna see this weekend. We gotta remember to talk about our weekends. He taught me a layer of peanut butter and then a ton of honey, and you put it together. And now you eat it right away, it's not nearly as good. So this is nuts, and I'm not sure exactly how this works. You pack it up and you take it for your lunch. When you're, hours later after you've made it, all the honey has gotten like slightly crunchy and crystallized in the bread. And it's this
Texture
crazy texture party. It's really great. And have you ever had like honey roasted peanuts?
Yes.
It's a lot along those lines, but you've got this crazy crystal crunchy sugar thing that's really neat.
I've never been a honey guy. Ever.
I don't use honey much, but I would like my buddy taught me. I was like, "Oh, dude, you got to do this." And he also taught me put honey in rice, white rice, mix honey in there, and it's just like a delicious snack.
I used to drink. No, not drink. I was in a family of 6 growing up, so there was a lot of us. Money was a little tight, so
Yeah.
one of our go-to desserts was, we ate rice like cereal with milk and sugar.
That is basically like what he used to.
So it's
he used to-
similar.
Yeah. I think he used to add sugar to rice too, and it was good.
I
It
had
was a
one
really
more
tasty
for you
treat.
that I wanted to ask about, but now it just fled. Oh, Nutella.
My daughter loves it. I don't like it.
I also am not a fan. I got no time for Nutella.
It's not terrible, but I'm never going after that over really anything else.
It's not a peanut butter replacement. I call foul.
Oh, how about this?
Yes.
You're at the you've only got a few different bread options. The loaf of bread is gone. You're not getting a loaf
Is
of bread
this
here.
story going to end in goddamn tortillas again?
No.
All right.
No. So there's a hamburger roll.
Okay.
Are you gonna do peanut butter and jelly on a hamburger roll?
Is that all I got?
Well,
I won't balk at that. That won't bother me.
too much bread. Bread's too thick.
I just
Can't
go.
do it.
I just
hate
go.
it.
I just go thicker on the condiments.
Oh,
I
yeah,
try and
hate
adjust
that.
ratios.
I would.
Just put peanut butter on both sides.
Yeah. It's just too much bread for me. I would do saltine crackers with peanut butter and jelly
What?
before I did a hamburger roll.
I like a hamburger roll.
You're insane, sir.
You would go hamburger roll before that?
1,000%. A saltine cracker.
Mash
That's an
it.
abomination.
Mash it down till it's the consistency you want.
Yeah.
Just slap it with a frying pan until it's flat enough. No.
I would love to see video of Tom making saltine cracker peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because they would be this big in his hand.
Oh,
You'd be like a
You'd
you'd be like a silverback gorilla eating berries in the line.
You've never done that.
Well, no, I mean I think I've encountered
With a
that.
glass of milk? It's good.
No, there's way too much salt.
I don't think so. I think they're good. And I don't really like salt. No, I like that. Maybe because I buy the no salt saltines. Like they're just plain squares of
That's
dough.
just false advertising.
Yeah, they're just teens.
No, there's no T, so it's just an ean.
Who ate all my eames?
But they're good. Little tiny peanut butter and jelly crackers. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're fun. Whatever. Okay, it is time for number 3.
So anyway, that was the PB&J.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Next up, let's tease the name first. So these guys can actually kind of like try and put your thinking caps on and see if you can figure out what the next, hopefully layer, not a cuvee, but we'll see how it turns out is. It's going to be the red velvet.
Oh, red velvet. I couldn't remember the
Red
name.
velvet.
Like,
That's why I'm here.
I know it's a good name.
That's why I get
couldn't
paid the
remember
big
what it
bucks.
was.
Red velvet, kids. If you've had a red velvet cupcake, if you have red velvet cake, you want to think along those lines. And okay, hopefully you've had enough time to figure that out. Tom's going to get started.
Okay, and it's the light one first.
Yes, sir.
So, we have a well-respected company, Shiner, the makers of Shinerbach.
Yeah.
We have their Strawberry Blonde. So we're going to go with the light beer is a Strawberry Blonde. Oh, it was a twist off. Anyway, let's see here. We're going to pour this guy. Oh, very light colored.
So I have
We're
high
really
hopes.
gonna see difference in
I've
this
got
one.
high hopes.
Oh, the smell! Wow. I've never had this beer, but give that a smell.
Smells yummy.
This has some potential. All right, I'm gonna go with this disc again, but I'm telling you, I don't love it.
You don't like the disc. I think
It's just not doing what we want it to do.
it's not doing what it's all cracked up to do.
Yeah. Okay, so the second beer, the dark one that's going to go in second, we were looking for a really good, like a chocolate stout. And that was our goal. And we just happened to have Equilibrium's Swiss Bliss, which is an imperial stout with Swiss chocolate, almond coffee, almonds, and marshmallow. It tastes like straight hot chocolate. So we're basically mixing hot chocolate with strawberry. And
Yep.
I think this is gonna be good.
It's kind of like the flavor profile we're going for.
Yeah. So let's see what we can do here. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't know if I should go just super slow. Just let it drizzle. Now see how it gets it down there in the bottom?
Yeah. Right to the bottom.
Maybe the disc wants you to do it the opposite way.
I don't know what you mean.
Check the directions on that disc. Maybe we should have read the directions.
Fill glass halfway with the bottom beer. Place the tool on top of the beer glass. Gently pour
With the bottom beer.
Gently pour the top beer over the center of the layering tool and let it drip down over the bottom layer beer.
I'm going gentle.
You are going
Doing
gentle.
what I want it to do.
It's not doing what you want it to do.
Just not doing it.
Looks dark. Looks dark as night.
Jiminy crickets. We're not getting anything there. Nothing at all. That's with a light shining through it. So we're going to go with the spoon, see how that works. Maybe we're just choosing the wrong beers. Maybe these guys don't work out.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe we need to do it the other way.
Throw some light behind that. What's it look like?
Okay. Get this guy out of the way. Put this one in. Give it a little light. Nope.
Nope.
Full mix.
Full mix.
And that was with the spoon?
Yep. So we're back
Okay.
in Cuvée town here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's what it looks like. I mean, it might not be. It wasn't forceful, but dude, I like that. That's better than the other one. That is not red velvet. That is a chocolate covered strawberry.
My two are like canceling each other out. I'm not getting strong either way.
No, they're not strong either way, but that is like taking a bite of a chocolate covered strawberry. Lots of fresh strawberry surrounded by chocolate. I like this
I
one.
have to ponder this one.
This one, oh, this is.
You
from-
like this one more than the previous one. I don't. I don't feel like I'm getting any strong flavors in any direction.
Really?
Yeah,
That's strange.
I know. Interesting.
This is good. While he ponders,
Yes, I'm pondering.
I am on the verge of an amazing weekend.
Oh, epic weekend.
Yeah. Some people go to their high school reunions. Some people don't ever want to go back to high school. Ever. And I'm one of those people. And many of my friends are also those kind of people. My friends from high school, we're a very small group. And we're, I would say, very, very close-knit. We talk almost daily, if not sending messages to each other. And we try to get together whenever we possibly can. So this weekend is it's been called off for 2 years now. So it used to be annual. We're working on annual again.
And just to clarify, it may not be this weekend when you watch it. It's a weekend.
This weekend will be past. Yep.
It's going to be some weekend.
So friends are flying in. You know, my close group of friends, they're flying in from Florida, coming in from Georgia, people coming in from all over the place. And we all get together and we have a guys' weekend where no wives, nobody, just a bunch of guys doing stupid high school stuff.
Quick point of clarification. When you went to Tennessee, wasn't that with a bunch of high school people?
It was not a guys' weekend.
Was that a bunch of high school people?
Yes. And
But when you went to Florida, was that a bunch of high school people?
you're missing the point of Tennessee. It was not just high school people.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, it was lots of other people too.
What about Florida?
Yeah. Florida was just high school people, but wives. With wives. No. The wives aren't from high school. Very different.
Okay.
You're very, very different. When it's just us together, it's just like us in high school.
Okay.
Very, very different thing.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree, Nathan?
Yes, just maybe a little bit more tired.
Yes. Very, very different.
For the record, I would like to say I'm shocked that Nathan agreed with Tom. That rarely happens.
It's hard to explain that.
I feel like
we're
one
like
of the
a hive
last
mind.
shows that we recorded down here, wasn't this basement full of high school people?
No.
Well, you're here. Did you go to high school with him?
So there was one more person.
Did you go to high
here.
school with him?
Yes.
And was that other person that was here from high school?
There was one more person here.
From high school?
So one more person. Not four. So 4 is full.
From high school.
Just making sure 4 is full.
Well, I didn't go to high school.
Oh, right, but I wouldn't call 4 full. You said basement was full of high school people. If you want me to fill this basement with high school people, I can.
I know, because that's all you do is hang out with high school people. That's my point.
But there's only a couple of us. There's not many of us. And some are caught up in other things. We only see them once a year. But
I'm just busting stones. I think it's wonderful.
yeah, it's going to be super great. We're very, very excited.
Yeah, I'm sad because there's an outside chance that geographically I will be within his zone of influence, and I'm not allowed over. It hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not worried. But
we
it hurts.
also have We just have a great time. Up until this year, we have always the entrance fee was always 2 pounds of thick cut black label bacon, and everyone had to bring that. So you would get like 8-10 guys there, 15, 16, 20 pounds of bacon. And pretty much all we did was just eat bacon the whole entire time. It was great. We decided against...
It's a smelly, wonderful weekend.
It's horrible. It's a mess.
It's a lot of meat sweats.
Yeah. But it's gonna be really, really, really fun. Looking forward to it. A lot of laughing and dumb choices.
Yes. It's wonderful.
90s music, yeah.
Those people hold a special place.
Yeah,
in
that's
your
it.
heart.
I mean, they're best friends.
Because those were kind of like the first cool people in your life. When you were kind of started to kind of form your own identity and figure out stuff that you liked, and you weren't a complete chowderhead, knucklehead, idiot. But you weren't.
Yeah, okay.
And then you, those first bonds that you formed. I'm sad. One of my best friends in high school just disappeared. Not around anymore.
We've had a couple.
So that's sad. And then others I kind of talked to. I'm having a little mini reunion coming up on this. Like you said, did you mention in your preface about high school reunions how you have no interest in that? Was that part of your
Yeah,
workup?
just real quick I mentioned that, yeah.
I don't mind high school reunions because what I end up doing is I gravitate towards those people at the high school reunion, and the rest of it just kind of like peels away. And it's just us hanging out and having fun.
Yeah.
So it's just an excuse.
Yeah, that's a good excuse to get together. There's a few people I wouldn't mind seeing and saying hello to, but I really don't want to make small talk with them. I just want to be like, hey, how's it going? You doing good? All right, great. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to drink.
Yeah.
I'm drinking.
I'm out of here. If you want to come drink, that would be cool.
I'm drinking tonight.
Yeah. I'm also thinking a lot about reunions. It's very funny. I just watched like 8 times in the last couple weeks. Don't get started on it. Don't just let it go. Let it go. But the movie Grosse Pointe Blank. And Grosse Pointe Blank is one of my most favorite movies ever. Amazing soundtrack.
Hey Tom, why were you watching that movie so much?
I told you not to get started on it. I told you don't get started on it. So
let you give a free
that movie is about a 10-year high school reunion and not wanting to go to it.
That's a good one.
Going to it and being part of it and what
Who's
happens.
the star of that movie, Tom?
John Cusack.
I am a Cusack fan.
And one thing Joan Cusack says is she says, I went to my 10-year high school reunion and it was just as if everyone had swelled. Like, yeah, that would pretty much be.
I feel attacked.
And it was just like, that's what I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just what it's going to be like. And if you haven't seen that movie, you would love it. It's a fantastic.
Have you been to any of your high school reunions?
No. We only had one, ever. So the one that we had,
was it 5
I
year?
did not attend. I don't know.
Because that's got to be the one.
15?
20.
20.
Oh, you had a
It
20.
was 20.
We had a 20.
We had a 20.
Nothing else other than informal.
In the mix, did you go to the 20?
I did.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. We won't get into the reasons why we've only had a 20.
That's okay.
But I'll tell you off camera. It's quite a journey.
We've had one, up until COVID, we had one every 5 years, and I've been to every single one.
Yeah, we'll probably have, what, a 50? Is that...
At this rate, maybe.
Yeah.
We're talking about, do we do a 25? Because that's coming up soon. It's like,
Too soon!
Tom won't be there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, I might go to a 30.
Or like the epitome, like Gen X slacker, right? Like,
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I might go to a 30. I mean, I'll check Facebook and see who's still alive. Maybe go.
So,
If I'm still alive.
did you have anything else you want to tell us about your weekend?
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you anything else, but that was pretty much going to be my whole weekend.
No, I was going to jump in with my weekend.
Oh, no, you totally should. Yes, go right ahead.
I
thought I was missing
also
something.
have an epic weekend coming up.
Do tell, sir.
You and I have some mutual acquaintances. Do you
Wow.
wanna...
Wow.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to do the next one yet.
Oh, okay.
I am going to try and do the last two again in the opposite order.
All right, so you just keep doing that, and I'll...
Yeah, can I have those bottles, please?
I will...
Yeah, you tell your
I
story.
will spin
I'll keep
my
listening.
yarn.
Yeah.
Well, you'll pretend to listen. I appreciate that.
I'll hear you.
you and I have these two mutual acquaintances. I'll throw their names out there, Matt and Rich. And these maniacs go on these crazy brewery tour days where they will visit like 8 breweries in one day. And frankly, I am shocked and awed by their ability to visit all these places and fit them all in one day. So a while ago, we broached the subject of a tour that includes a bucket list brewery for me, which is Treehouse Brewing. So I am leaving on a Thursday.
Leaving
And
on a Thursday.
we will be leaving lovely Culpsville, Pennsylvania, and heading to Connecticut night 1, bouncing around Connecticut and Massachusetts day 2, and waking up and heading to New York day 3. And over the 3-day period, we've got 12 to 15 breweries on the list to visit. I'm concerned about my liver.
Dude.
Yeah, right? And looking at the itinerary, some of the breweries, it's like a 45-minute to an hour drive between breweries. What am I going to be doing? A lot of sleeping is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I've tried something similar to that before, and it's tough.
And I'm an old guy.
I think 4 is probably the max in one day, maybe 5, unless they're in close proximity.
See,
They're not.
I've got the Pokemon problem. And that is what...
Gotta catch them all?
I gotta try them all.
Okay.
So, when I go to a brewery, I'm
you
trying
can-
everything you have
Yes,
to offer.
no. I literally have to stay on a regimen of 1 to 2 small pours.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't enjoy that type of pace because I would feel like I have to go back to all of them. Like, I haven't really... Like our friend at Well Crafted has said before, I haven't really had a chance to hang out with these beers.
Oh, that's a great line. I love that.
Right?
Yep.
I love it when he says that. And because it's exactly true. Like, I need my time to hang out with these and enjoy. And, like, I don't want to just be like, sip, 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 out, let's go.
See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to adjust my expectations for this weekend. And it's not going to be all about the beer. It's going to be about the experience. Because... I messaged a lot of these breweries that we were coming, and a bunch of them have gotten back to me and said, "Yeah, come on, let's hang out." So I'm hoping to meet a lot of people, eat a lot of food, drink some beers, and just kind of like Hunter S. Thompson the weekend.
How can you hang out when you're there for an hour?
Yep, that's it.
Like, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there all day." You're gonna stop in and be like, "Hey man, how's it going? Yeah,
Nope.
nice meeting you. See ya."
I gave them the times we were coming in, and I
That's
gave them the
rough.
itinerary, so they know we're a train rolling through.
Okay.
We're a tumbleweed spinning through town. We're going to slap hands, drink beers, tell them they're awesome, record footage for the show, and move on.
See, the hard part for me is that if you get to a place that is different or has a really cool vibe, like, I don't want to leave that place.
So the boys told me it's always an option. If we find a winner, we can plant. So we're
And
gonna
they're
find,
not going to be sad if they don't make their run.
I don't know if they're ticking. I'm not sure if they're ticking.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so maybe they're flexible. They're just
P.S.
like, this could be the plan.
One of these guys we spent time with in Richmond this summer. The other guy, other than hanging out at the brewery, this is a whole new experience for me. I haven't done anything like this before.
Although I think it would be really fun to hang out with him. I
Yes.
think he would be.
He's a super good dude. Chill.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm interested to see how it goes.
And I'm hands off. I'm not in charge.
That water, please, sir.
I am not in charge.
But then you'll be making it back by what? Saturday?
Well, by Saturday, it may not be a raccoon going through your coolers of bacon outside. It could be me because I'm landing at the lake on Saturday.
Do you have lake brewery plans?
Their plan was to hit all these breweries and then get to the lake late Saturday, and I'm like, I would prefer to get to the lake early Saturday and then maybe regroup and do breweries around the lake.
Yeah, you've got
I know.
2 good breweries
Yep.
that you can stop at. Real easy. I'm sorry, 1 good one, 1 overpriced one. But
I like both.
yeah, but Hopping Eagle would definitely that's a fun stop.
And you know what? I'm thinking by Saturday, after 10 breweries, I won't be sad if I miss 1 or 2.
Yeah, you probably won't. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's a lot.
So, just to update you all on that last one I did,
Yeah, how'd that go for you?
it muted the flavors like you had. Those two flavors were muted. I had a better experience. I'm sorry, now I've got hiccups. Using the disc over using the spoon. And then I did it the opposite way. I put the two different beers. It mixed exactly the same again. So it's got to be something with some kind of, I don't know, the chemical makeup of like a dry Irish stout. Because that is what has been
the best separator
listed in everything.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we've made the mistake.
Maybe we need to do a little bit more research.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done any.
I'm just putting, from the research we've done, I feel like the dry Irish stout is what's key there. And when you listen to those recipes, it seems like that's
always
what's key.
It's the common denominator. Mm-hmm. So you know what time it is. It's time for this last abomination. This, by the way, this last one is all Tom's fault.
I had high hopes. I thought these were going to be perfect layers, and they weren't. So this is, yeah.
I think this is just going to be a murky mess.
Blame me for this.
All right.
Blame me for this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the last beer of the night, layer or cuvee number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the Hoppy Ending.
A hoppy ending, or in the end, can we change it to not so hoppy ending?
Sure. Hoppy Ending.
So I wanted to make a layer with an IPA.
Yeah, he did. He really did.
And that's all. I was just like, I don't even care if it's good. I want to
try it.
Like it if it was good, but I want to try it.
I want to try it.
So we went with a real nice, very murky IPA, but also known to be very good on the citrusy side. We've got the Equilibrium Parish collab called Ghost in the Laboratory.
She's tasty.
2 amazing beers, one from Parish, one from Equilibrium. They mixed the recipes. It was an incredible beer. So that will be the IPA that goes on top, which I think is what we should do, right? IPA on top, because...
Oh no, I was going IPA as the base.
IPA is base? Okay, let's do it. I'm all in for that. So...
I don't think it'll matter, but...
Yeah. We're going to do IPA base. There we go, folks. Nice and murky IPA base.
It's not going to work.
And then, you ask yourself, what would you possibly mix with an IPA? You don't want to... What do you do with that?
You're not putting a stout in there.
No. So I've thought hard about this.
How dare you? Do not put a stout in there.
Yeah, no. I thought really hard, and I did some shopping and searching, and I found what I think is going to work out well. One idea was possibly like a vanilla cream ale. I think a vanilla cream ale might go okay, but you're going to get a little too much of that cream ale flavor, and I don't think that'll go great with the IPA. So I went with a Peach County apple peach hard cider. So we're going to go with kind of the snake bite way where they did the Guinness and the hard cider. This is going to be an IPA and an apple peach hard cider. So these are kind of flavors that will be at home in an IPA. I mean, you've all had an IPA with peach. So,
sir, I need to tell you, I've drank a lot of things in my life. I've had a lot of IPAs. I've had ciders here and there. I've cuvées a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
The thought of mixing an IPA and a cider has never entered my consciousness before about an hour ago.
Yeah, for me it was about 2.5 hours ago.
All right.
So, here we go. I'm going to be using the spoon for this one.
You are going to use the spoon. You're A for effort.
I really want this to do something. All right, the camera looks good. Let's see what we're going to do here.
Pretty much what I thought.
It's Cuvée City, folks. Look at that. Man, this would have been great if any of these worked. Any of them. One worked. So, this is essentially a cuvée.
It's a cuvée.
Of Ghost in the Shell. I'm sorry, Ghost in the Machine.
It smells really weird, man.
It smells really weird. All right, here we go. Let's just do this.
It's Ghost in the Lab from Parish and EQ.
It smells like gummy rings.
And it's Cider Boys, Peach County Cider Boys. It's an apple peach hard cider.
Dude, that smells just like straight like gummy rings. Like peach gummy rings.
Weird.
That's not bad at all.
I haven't had the cider before, but I feel like the cider is overwhelming the IPA.
It is. It is. I want to try the cider by itself.
Like, I get just cider. The IPA is lost.
But not a mouthfeel of cider.
I get no hoppiness at all.
Because it's at the bottom.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm not that far down
You
yet.
couldn't see it, but that absolutely layered. That bottom is all IPA. The top was overpowering cider. Not overpowering, but strong cider. Getting your IPA yet?
That last sip was more astringent, and it's really dried my mouth out as soon as I drank it.
Super dry. Yeah. Oh. I really, really like this. If you like peach gummy rings.
I didn't like the first sip, but the fourth sip I liked more than the first sip. I don't know if my palate's adjusting to it or not, but...
Wow. I can almost see a light colored layer on top of a darker layer at the bottom in the bottom of my glass here.
I wonder what just the cider itself looks like. I think the cider just looks like water. So it's hard to see any distinctness.
I'll just pour some in. I'm interested to see how this tastes by itself. Yeah, very clear.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting more IPA now.
That crazy layered. That actually layered. You couldn't see it, but it really did layer.
Yeah, that last sip I took was much less peachy than the first sip I took. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah? You all right?
You need to taste that by itself. It is absolutely nothing like what you were tasting that entire time.
So listen, folks, to recap, tonight, I don't think we succeeded in what we set out to do, which was to create some really cool layered beers and have some really cool visual effects.
But did we have some fun?
Well, now, what I was going to say is, however, sometimes it's not about the product. Yeah. Sometimes it's about the process. And the process was fun.
And we purposely did not try any of these. We just riffed ideas, tried things. We're like, well, if it's going to be a train wreck, it's going to be a train wreck. And we're just going to, we'll admit it and just say that.
What's the worst that could happen? We'll drink.
Keep your expectations low. And I would say this was a super fun time.
It was a super fun time. We've never done anything like this
I would
before.
like to do this.
Well, we're going to do a cuvee episode.
With a bunch of friends, though, I'd be like, look, I want you to pick the 2 beers that you would like to layer, and you're going to bring just those 2 beers. And then we're going to do a share with all layered beers.
I would like to do a blind where we just mix stuff up and say, what do you think this is?
Oh, no.
No?
Really? Oh, I wouldn't like to play that game.
No, we will be in the no end.
Oh, sure. I'll serve people a bunch of trash.
Yeah,
That's no problem.
That's not trash. That's not trash. How dare you?
What is this? Well, that's aquarium water and mayonnaise.
That's peanut butter and jelly served on a tortilla. Or, no, I'm sorry, a teen. No, wait, a saltine, a teen.
Don't knock until you've tried it, folks. It's delicious.
What?
You need to try that by
itself.
itself.
I'm still working on that.
That's wild how different that is. Here, grab one of the little bar glasses.
Wait, let's say goodbye to the people.
Okay, I want them to see your face. Okay. I want to reach, see the little bar glass right at your knees there.
This thing? Oh, this thing.
Yeah, that guy right there.
What?
That's what I do car bombs with.
Tom, that's not culturally appropriate or sensitive. Champagne? Is that how we describe this? Hard cider.
Yeah, it's a hard cider.
Sparkling cider-ish.
Yeah, this is hard cider right
I just want to. I'm trying to just visually describe it.
Oh, very champagne-y. Yes. Completely different experience than that.
Interesting.
Yeah. See, that's
my
why I wanted to
first
try
sip of the mix was that, but amped up. Yeah. So did the IPA amp that up?
And it actually layered. We couldn't see it, but there was distinct light flavor layers in there.
Wow, weird.
It's really cool.
I like in a cool way. Weird.
Yeah, really neat. I would never drink that cider by itself.
No.
Not that great.
But this is not terrible.
That is a refreshing summer.
That's
drink.
my endorsement. Not terrible.
Refreshing summer drink is my endorsement.
So, just to recap tonight's episode of Beer Layers, and for those of you that are joining for the very first time, thank you. We do this a lot. If you enjoy being on this journey with us, if you could just hop on down below, like, subscribe, toss a comment in there. All that stuff helps us so much. Keep your eyes out. We've got a lot of really cool things on the horizon as far as designated drinking events that are going to be coming up on the Facebook page. And we just want to say thanks.
If you're coming to us from the Facebook group, if you're new to, if someone got you sucked into that world, get into that group.
Yeah, that's fun.
When you have a beer, when you enjoy
Post it.
Any beverage, post it up. If you have something funny to say, post it up. Just jump in there and make people laugh and make people have a good time and be part of that good time. Everybody's there just for fun. So jump in there and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, let us know what's going on. We want to meet you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yep. Absolutely.
That's a wrap on tonight's episode, Beer Layers. He's Tom. I'm B. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night, folks.